Hello from the Music Interview Corner from Rockfest in Hyvinkää with Lordi, as you can see.
Hey.
Thank you so much for taking time for an interview again.
No problem.
Yeah, the last one was 10 years ago. It was about time, I think.
Sure, if you say so. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just saw your gig and the crowd went wild. How was it for you to play at Rockfest today?
It was okay. I mean, well, luckily the weather got better because like only 1 hour before it was still raining and there was a lot of wind. I heard from our props guys that the side drops were falling because of the wind before our set and shit. So I mean, within the circumstances, I think it went okay.
I think it went great. I saw the people jumping.
Thank you. Well, it was all right. It was an okay. It was an okay gig.
And if you say that was okay, I want to see when you say it is good.
Yeah, well, but you know how it goes. It usually goes like this: that when an artist says that, yeah, it was an okay set, then the fans would be like, yeah, it was awesome, the best show you've ever seen, and the artist is like, whatever, you know. And then when the artist says, oh, it was the best show ever, then the crowd is like, well, quite boring. I don't know. At least I know it. I know it's. It goes for me that there are these little things that might like fuck your brain up a little bit, that the audience doesn't necessarily even see or think about it. For me, it's like different things, and for every member, it's usually a different thing. And the funny thing is that usually after a show, we always ask that, okay, so what gig were you on? And that means like okay, well, I was on a very good show, or I was on a very bad gig or whatever. And usually it's never ever a gig where all five of us would agree that was it a good show or a bad show, because usually when even in a situation where four people would say that, okay, it was a shitty show, there's bound to be one who said, yeah, it was the best show of the tour or whatever, you know. It's so, you know, but this, honestly, it wasn't okay, and like I said, you know, within the circumstances, it was all right. Like, it was okay. I mean, there was this one song that we never ever played.
Which one was it?
Scarecrow.
Oh yeah, I loved that. That was great.
Yeah, I mean, well, if that was great, I'm now rephrasing you. Wait till we actually get it going, because this was the first time.
Yeah, I really liked the energy. It was a great song.
Yeah. Well, my energy was like this. I was just reading the fucking lyrics from the monitors. So you know.
But this being modest thing works, because now I say it's great and you say, oh, okay, that totally works.
I mean, it was okay-ish. No, it is okay. It is okay. It could be better, but always could be worse. A lot worse. So, yeah.
And you also just published a new album in March, Screem Writers Guild. And you were also not only the musician, but you were also one of the producers. How did you experience the recording process?
Well, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was with Lordi, the 7 album thingalini a few years ago, when I finally took over the production responsibility. And even our ex drummer Kita used to say back in the days that actually, Lordi, it's you who's producing these albums. And there's only one exception to the rule, which was Michael Wagner with 2 albums, when he actually is a producer. But usually the producers that we worked with, I mean, with all due respect to them, they are not really producers. They're like engineers and mixers and stuff like that, but they're not really producing the band per se. Not that much. So I think we. Here's the thing, because I usually want to have the last word in any way and the last say in any case.
But you should, because it's your music.
Yeah. So I think it works pretty well with us doing it ourselves. And I know how cocky that might sound, because I remember like reading these interviews of bands that they are, yeah, we started to produce ourselves because, you know, blah, 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 blah. And it sounded like, come on, you don't know shit, and because you don't have any money, that's why you're producing yourself. That's probably, I have to rethink my attitude against those interviews that I've seen in the past from other bands when they do that, when they have said that they produce themselves, because I think it has nothing to do with the budget or the money. It's just like when you're confident enough to do it yourself, then you should maybe. At least the feedback that we've gotten from the fans and even from the critics. I mean, they don't sound like fucking demos, even though I'm the main producer there. Luckily, we have professionals, mixing and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, it's more comfy to produce it ourselves, and. Well, on a really like serious note, the main thing here is that when you have a producer there, the producer always has one vote. So not that many times, but there's been a few times where me, especially me personally, and a producer, without naming any names, have been clashing about some decision of some song or somewhere where we are like we have a completely the opposite view that how this and that should sound like or should be played or should be done, and I don't like that when there's somebody else saying that no, but this should be like. Well, fuck you. This is my band. This is my song most of the time. So, fuck off. No, you don't. But when you have a producer, usually you're not only buying and paying for the physical work that he's doing, you're also paying for his vision. And I gotta tell you that the older I get, the less vision I wanna have from anybody else. I mean, your vision is fine and welcomed if it's the same as I have. If it differs, then we have a problem.
Yeah, it is your music. I totally think the artist should be in control.
Yeah. Well, there are times when definitely not, but in this case, so far at least. Yeah.
And I mean, the album went really well also in the album charts in Germany, in Switzerland, and also in the UK, in Finland, of course.
Yeah, I don't, honestly, I know this sounds like bullshit, but I don't really follow those anymore, so I don't know. But good to hear that it went well. Yeah.
I felt a little bit your album title, Screem Writers Guild, was kind of prophetic, because now the Writers Guild in the US is really screaming, rightfully so, I think.
Well, what can I say to that? Well, I'm a fucking prophet. I'm a fortune teller. What? Our guitar player behind the camera is making faces, and
he looks really good without mask, but we can't show that to you.
He looks terrible without the mask. He looks just like he looks awful.
Wearing a Megadeth hoodie, and he looks really cute.
No, he looks like a fucking homeless person, like what he is, and yeah, he look, he's.
Oh, and who had the idea for your Dead Again Jane video? I think it's amazing.
I did.
Yeah. No producer was like interfering with you?
No, and also with the music videos. I mean, I decided at some point that okay, I've been disappointed way too many times with our music videos. Back in the days when Peter Riski, my dear friend, was like directing all the videos, I could sleep my nights in peace, and I was satisfied with them. But I mean, there's tons of music videos that I've been not 100% satisfied, that I've been actually disappointed or sometimes even a bit ashamed, and not in a way that most of the fans would think that okay, there are some once again like with the shows, like there are some little things that would bug me for life, if I wanted to have something in the video and then that's not there. So I decided to take over that too, and once again it has proved to be the right choice, because well, I like them.
It totally looks like Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, and they look like their Lordi videos, and they feel like their Lordi videos, and even the fans, they think that okay, these are the best Lordi videos since Peter Riski times, which is a fucking high compliment to me, So yeah,
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And you are also kind of the king of wordplay. I mean, at the beginning of the Dead Again Jane video, you have the dyslexicist that made me laugh so hard.
Dyslexicist, and there's the evil bread, and a lot of that. Well, then, you know, we've always, since the first album, we've always had that. You know, I just like that. I know for some people it's something that they find like really annoying and really boring and childish, but I just like it. I like the, you know, play on words.
It's creative. It's kind of grandpa jokes, but it is really fun.
Yeah, it is. Well, exactly. It's fun, and it's like I remember one of the compliments that I've gotten, like maybe like 10 years ago. There was like a rock journalist in the States who said that that people don't necessarily understand that how much work would go into, you know, for Lordi to come up with these, you know, play on words for not only the album titles but also the song titles and the lyrics. And he's right. I mean, me and Tracy, who's my like vocal coach but also my co-writer on the lyrics, we actually spend a lot of times with those. So we and there's always like there's a tons of other options that we actually leave out, you know. But I just like it because there's not many bands that are other bands who are doing it, so why not, you know.
Did you ever have some ideas that you think that were too silly to use?
Oh, many times. Yeah. It's you know it when you got it. Let me put it this way. That yeah. There's been a silly ones. Even you know some silly ones that actually went through and released. But for me, I just find it very fucking boring when a song title is just a song title. Like, okay, good example of this are the albums on Lordiversity, because I wanted to have those song titles also like match the era or the time that they were supposedly from, those like the discover. So then you couldn't just do like 70 songs with all of them in different eras in time and different, you know, style in music, and just like try to come up with a word of, you know, play on words on each and every single track. So there are I think amongst those albums there are the most boring song titles that we've ever had. Like that has there's no hook, you know, and I don't know. It's just like I kind of like need that extra spice there. So then yeah.
Like the dyslexicist. Yeah.
Like the dyslexicist. Yeah.
And can I ask you, what's the craziest thing you and your bandmates have ever done on tour?
On tour.
Or in the studio, or while coming up with wordplay, something crazy.
I don't know. I mean, our crazy might be somebody's normal, and our normal could be somebody's crazy. I mean, we're actually quite mellow, and I really couldn't tell what would be. I mean, and you know that I would tell if I could remember anything, but I cannot remember anything crazy that we've done anywhere. I mean, we're just quite boring.
But you're crazy on stage.
Not that crazy. I mean, look at Dee Snider. He's crazy on stage. I mean, we're just doing what we do. So I mean, you know, it's. I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, I have to disappoint you with my answer. But I don't really think that we've ever done like anything that would be like, whoa, that's crazy. I cannot think of anything. I really, honestly, and I would tell if I would remember, but I can't.
No problem. I will keep the wordplay close to my heart.
Okay.
Is there anything that you never told in an interview and that you might want to tell me today?
I don't know, because my memory sucks ass. So I don't know if I ever. I don't know. Well, I'm wearing Simpson socks at the moment. Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, you cannot. Well, I can tell you this. I used to have these lucky socks, which are like with these boots, and also the boots, you know, before this. You kind of have to have this very thick, heavy socks to support your ankles, you know. And I used to have Winnie the Pooh socks.
Amazing.
That I was using for almost for fucking 20 years, but then unfortunately they got broken, and now I have new lucky socks for myself, and they're actually Lapland socks that I bought from Rovaniemi Airport.
From your hometown.
Yes, yes, that is something that I've never told anybody. Yeah,
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
And I like it also that you're so sparkly. 10 years ago, you didn't have those sparkles and rhinestones yet.
Yeah, this is the bling bling era of Lordi, and the previous costume had a lot of these bling bling rhinestones, if you will, and I really liked that, so I wanted to keep them, you know, with me still on this costume too. But you know, it would be awesome to have like an Elton John fucking full on, you know,
God, yes.
you know, to have a costume that would be like filled with this, like that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be like totally sparkly, Lordi.
Maybe I would do that, maybe, but it's a lot of work because I you know, with all the sculpting, with all the molding and casting and everything, I think the longest time actually goes into gluing these
Oh, yes.
thingies in. And most of them have fell off already.
A
You know.
few, yeah, I can see.
Yeah,
you are
there's a
missing.
lot of missing holes there. Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
And goodbye from the Music Interview Corner.
Bye bye.